Praise the Lord. Good morning to everybody. This morning I would like to take you to the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 12. Here God speaks to us about double for all what we've gone through. God says restoration of double to the people of God. In verse 12, God says, return to your fortress, you prisoners of hope. Even now I announce you, I will restore double or twice as much to you. This message is going to be a blessing for you. It will raise your hope and faith in God. Just few days ago, I heard the story of a woman with a child. It is said that her baby was dead in her womb for 3 days. And it's a real story. And I heard the doctor said to her, you need to abort the baby, otherwise it would be so dangerous for you. And her husband agreed with the doctor. So they tried to convince her there was only one option, to abort the baby. But she refused. She said, could you please give me a few more days? They had no choice, but they had to agree. At the end of the day, it was her own decision. So next Sunday morning, she went to the church where she used to worship. And she was in the church. And she prayed. She prayed that her pastor would prophesy over her. As soon as the sermon was over, the pastor stood up, said to her, the baby in your womb is alive. Then she said later, when she heard that the baby in the womb is alive, the dead baby, began to move, and he was alive. It's a miracle. It's a wonderful thing to hear how God works in such a desperate times of our life. Here the Zechariah says, you prisoners of hope, come back to the fortress. We know that who is our fortress? God is our fortress. If you are willing to return today to the fortress, to your God, who is your fortress, who is your defender, who is your healer. As book of Exodus taught us, I am your healer. Lord himself says, come back to God. I'm sure you will have double for everything that you have lost. This is a simple message, but I really want to encourage you to return back to God. Return back to your fortress, you prisoners of hope. I know how many of us are in the prison. Just like that woman. It was such a hopeless situation. The medical science said her baby is dead. And she would continue like that. She would also endanger her life. Little is left for her to hope. In that time, the utter hopeless situation, and there was no one to encourage her, but everyone wanted her to abort the child, including her husband. I think they have a right reason, because they have a right reason to say that. But she took a firm decision because she had such a faith. As well as she said, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to return to my fortress, the presence of God. And she prayed. Actually, 3 things played here. First of all, her firm faith in God. Second, she was willing to go back to God. In spite of all the situation, negative voices around her, disappointing news, discouraging situation, depressing voices all around. She said, I will go back to my God. Then she said to her husband and the doctor, my God will take care of me and the baby. So faith is one thing. Secondly, she was willing to demonstrate her faith as she was going to the church. And then she believed and she prayed that she won't tell the pastor. Pastor did not know what was going on. But God put words in the mouth of the pastor to prophesy over her. My dear friends, faith, trust in the promises of God, return back to God, and the prayer make things happen. Today, you may be in the situation like Israelites, living in the prison of the hopelessness, distress, issues, problems, confusions. But let me tell you, my God is able enough to help you. All what you need is to come back to Him. Return to the fortress. God says, I have announced today, even now, not tomorrow, even now, right now, as you are listening to me, I will restore twice as much to you. So don't get disappointed, but trust in the Lord. Believe in the Lord. He is going to restore to you everything that you thought you lost forever. But let me tell you, my God is a God of restoration, but not just what you lost. He is a double for all that you lost. May God bless you and encourage you with His words. May God give you the peace and hope and faith that will lead you to victory. In Jesus' name. Thank you for listening. Pastor Charley Tom.